In this lecture, you will learn data validation. Basically, data validation is giving a certain or specific restriction to each cell that will not allow the users to go beyond those restrictions. Let's dig in. Let's say that you are a program manager in a company and you want to collect some details about the projects that the project managers are handling. So you wanted to create this list that has project sector, project code, commencement date, and project description. However, you don't want project managers to keep filling the cells the way they see fit. You want to give them some restrictions for each cell, some limitations. There is an option in Excel which is called data validation, where you can give some restrictions to the users, in this case the project managers, not to exceed those limitations or restrictions. So let's see how. Let's start with the project sector, where we want to give the project managers a list of sectors to choose from. Let's give them only two: infrastructure and buildings. We start by going to data and then data validation, and then we choose from this list. So we have here validation criteria, allow, so we are allowing only a list, and the list should contain buildings, comma, this is how you separate the lines, let's say, so buildings, and the second option is infrastructure. And we click OK. Now you can see that there is an arrow button here that popped up when we clicked OK. And that is the list we have just created. So we have buildings and we have infrastructure. So let's say they want to write water sector, for example. What will happen? A pop-up message will come and say this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. And you know what? You can change this message as well. Let's keep it as infrastructure, and let's go back to selecting the same cell. Let's go back to data and data validation and open the same pop-up window and go to error alert. And here we can change the error message. Please select from the list only. Let's click OK. Let's see what happens now. Let's say they want to add water sector. Enter. And now the pop-up message or the error message has changed. Please select from the list only. Say cancel and keep it like. So now we're okay with the first input. Buildings, infrastructure. Project code. Let's say that I know that the project code for all the projects has only 4 digits. So I want to keep a restriction to reduce the number of mistakes that the project managers may do while filling this sheet. While selecting the same cell, go to data and then data validation, and then let's choose one of these items. We want to go with the whole number, data between, and we said that we want it to be 4 digits only. So let's say 1,999,000. So if it's less than 1,000, it will be 3 digits. If it's more than 9,999, it will be 5 digits. So this restriction, keeping the numbers between those two values, will make the input restricted to only 4 digits. Okay, let's try. So let's say 1500. That will be fine. Let's say 999. The pop-up message is here saying that this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. So we'll go to retry. Let's put any 4 digits, and now it's working. So let's go to commencement date. As a program manager, when I distributed this list and sent it to the project managers for them to fill it, I told them that I want you to fill the projects that are not yet started. So all the projects are in the future. In this case, the commencement date should be more than or higher than today's date. Let's make a restriction, a data validation. So we go to that, select the cell, data validation, and then we go to date. Greater than equals today. Because it's a formula, so we have to put equal before it. So all the dates should be higher than today's date. So let's say 15th of October 2020. It will not work. Let's put 20th of July 2030. Now it's working. So let's make a date, hypothetical date, 2022, for example. So now it's working. Now, for the last one, project description. I can leave the project description for the project managers to keep on writing, but I want them to write something. So I want to keep a restriction here. And the restriction is the minimum length. So the minimum length allowed is, we go to data validation, and then we go to text length, and we say greater than 10 characters. So if they come here and say good, it will not allow them. So if we can say project is an infrastructure project with 20 km of drainage network, enter, it will work because it's more than 10 characters. All right, so now since we have filled all the restrictions, we want to copy those validations to, let's say, 10 more rows. So we just select them, Control C, and we select the number of rows we want to copy to. Right click, paste special, and paste validation. And now the validations that we have done here are repeated until row number 10. Alright guys, so this is basically the data validation. Briefly, you give a restriction to each cell to the users so they can fill it with the certain limitations that you already know ahead of time. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and to share the videos, like the video, and keep the bell button turned on so you can get the notifications when each time I upload a video. So thank you again for watching, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments below, and I will be more than happy to answer you. If you have any suggestions for my future videos, please let me know as well, and I'll be uploading it as soon as I can. So stay productive and happy learning, everyone.